Okay, picture this. Last weekend, I was completely swamped, running errands, catching up with friends, staying out way too late. By Sunday night, I was just utterly wiped. My brain felt like static, just buzzing with leftover conversations and to-do lists.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But then this past weekend was like the complete opposite. I just stayed home, cooked a little, read a book, stared out the window, just quiet.
And the difference was huge, I bet.
Oh, completely recharged. Like my whole system did a deep restorative reset.
That's such a perfect example, really. It beautifully illustrates this core tension we all feel, right? The constant pressure to output versus that profound need for, well, thoughtful introspection.
Exactly.
We're living in a world that just relentlessly demands our words, our reactions, our attention.
Yeah.
It pulls us in 1,000 directions. And in all that noise, we often lose sight of just how truly powerful it can be to simply embrace silence, to redirect that focus back to ourselves.
Yeah. It's about something so simple, but like incredibly impactful and often really counterintuitive in our society, isn't it?
It really is.
So today, we're embarking on a deep dive into exactly that.
Yeah.
How embracing those quiet moments, and this is key, stopping the constant need to explain or prove ourselves, how they can profoundly transform our lives.
Right. Our mission today is really to uncover these surprising insights, to show that silence isn't some empty void we need to fill. It's actually a deep generative source of strength, of freedom even. We'll explore how this quiet power within can fundamentally shift our perspective, build real confidence, protect our energy.
Protect our energy, I like that.
Yeah, strategically. And even empower us to navigate the changes life throws our way. So yeah, get ready to maybe rethink what you thought you knew about quiet.
Okay, let's unpack this first big idea then.
Yeah.
How silence actually shifts the spotlight away from us. It's funny, isn't it? We often feel like we're constantly on display, like we're on stage, performing for an audience, even when there's literally nobody watching.
Oh, absolutely. The illusion of the stage.
Yeah, we wake up thinking, what will they think if I do this? What if I fail? What will they say? It's like we imagine this critical audience judging our every move.
It's such a deeply ingrained human thing. We project so much external scrutiny onto ourselves, and it's often fueled by this social conditioning telling us our worth is tied to external validation.
Right, seeking approval.
Always seeking approval, so we anticipate judgment even when it's not really there. But the truth is, most people are just far too preoccupied with their own lives. Their own thoughts, their own performances, to be paying intense critical attention to ours. You know, I remember being at the gym once, totally convinced everyone was watching me, judging how I was using the weights.
Oh, up in there.
Right. But later I realized nobody cared at all. Everyone was just focused on themselves. It's that projection stemming from that need for validation. Recognizing it gives you the power to choose where your energy actually goes.
That's where it gets really interesting, though, isn't it? Because we spend so much mental energy, so much emotional energy, worrying about what others might think, when really they're probably not thinking about us much at all. The spotlight we feel is actually just in our own minds.
Exactly. It's self-constructed.
So when you stop explaining yourself, stop defending every little action, and really focus inward,
Yeah.
something just shifts, right?
Absolutely. The spotlight moves because you realize that stage wasn't real to begin with, not externally anyway. You start performing and you start, well, living more authentically.
Yeah.
And that gives you this incredible freedom. You can finally hear your own voice, your own intuition, without all that external noise and imagined judgment messing with your decisions. It just frees up so much mental space.
You know, even knowing that, I sometimes still find silence uncomfortable. Like if I'm not saying anything, especially in a group, I start wondering, do they think something's wrong? Am I upset? Am I not engaged? So I end up talking, you know, sometimes just to fill the space, just to make sure it's not awkward. Does that make me weak or something?
Not at all. That's such a common feeling, honestly. And it's definitely not a sign of weakness. Many people associate silence with discomfort or maybe even a lack of contribution.
Yeah.
But what's really fascinating is that silence isn't a deficiency. It's actually a profound source of strength. When you don't rush in to prove yourself, when you take time to genuinely listen, observe, and only speak when your words truly matter, when they add real value, your communication just gains immense weight, impact.
I get it. It's like, you know, when you meet someone who doesn't talk a lot,
Right.
But when they do speak, everyone just leans in, their words cut through because they're not constantly trying to get attention or approval. They've cultivated a kind of presence.
Precisely. That is real confidence in action. It's knowing you don't need constant verbal validation or to fill every single moment with sound. And this quiet observation, it lets you see things more clearly, discern genuine connections, offer insights that are actually considered. Your value doesn't come from constantly explaining yourself or being the loudest.
No.
Your value is inherent. It's in who you are. And silence lets that intrinsic worth shine through. It helps you notice who really respects your presence, not just your performance.
That's a powerful distinction. It helps me notice, who respects me, not just what I say. So silence isn't emptiness. It's actually confidence building, a foundation for a stronger self.
Yes.
And this quiet strength, it seems like it naturally creates a kind of protective barrier too, which leads us right into our next point. How this quiet power helps protect your energy.
It absolutely does. I mean, think about those interactions where you walk away feeling just utterly depleted.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, they only seem to come to you when they need something, advice, attention, validation, or just someone to dump their complaints on.
A sounding board.
Exactly. It's not mutual. They're drawing from your well.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. After those talks, I feel completely drained, like a battery that's just run flat. It's not just physical, it's mental, emotional exhaustion.
They drain you. And the more you try to explain or justify yourself to them, the more you open yourself up to that energy drain, it just gets worse. I had this friend, right, who would always ask why I wasn't available to talk or meet up. And I used to give these long, detailed explanations. My schedule, my commitments, everything.
Trying to be nice, yeah.
Trying to be nice. But after those calls, I'd feel completely wiped out. Like I had nothing left for myself, for my own goals, or even for people I actually wanted to connect with. I was giving away my life force just to avoid maybe a moment of perceived awkwardness.
Wow, that's a perfect illustration of how that need to justify becomes a trap. So silence becomes like a shield.
Yeah.
Protecting that precious energy.
Exactly.
Saving it for the things and people that genuinely matter.
Yeah.
Where your explanations are actually valued and the energy flows both ways.
And this brings up a really important point. Not everyone deserves unfettered access to your energy. Your peace is precious. Silence helps you protect it by creating these vital boundaries. You don't have to constantly prove or defend or justify yourself to every demand. Sometimes a simple no without a big story.
Yeah.
Or even just stepping back quietly. That's enough. It preserves your inner reserves. It's self-preservation, really, not avoidance.
And speaking of protecting our peace, I realize one of the biggest peace disturbers for me is drama.
Drama.
You know, arguments, gossip, unnecessary fights, especially the ones I somehow get pulled into. It's just this constant energy drain, and I often feel obligated to jump in.
You're spot on. And here's the truth that often gets overlooked. Drama only survives when you give it attention.
Really?
It's like a fire. It needs fuel. If you don't feed it with your reactions, your explanations, your defense, it can't burn.
So if I just don't react, don't engage, it just dies out. That's hard to believe sometimes because my gut instinct is always to argue back, correct the record.
It truly does. Drama feeds directly off your reaction. If you argue or defend or spend time explaining yourself to someone who's clearly just looking for conflict,
They're fueling it.
you're inadvertently giving it exactly what it needs to keep going. But when you stay silent, when you offer no reaction, you cut off its oxygen. The drama stars because it has no performance, no audience for its antics. I remember once someone made a really negative comment about me in front of others. Normally, I'd have instantly argued back, felt that need to defend myself right then and there, justify everything.
Right, the immediate defensiveness.
Exactly. But this time I just stayed quiet. I just observed. And you know what? The argument never even started. It just fizzled out because I didn't add any fuel.
That's incredibly powerful. It's not about losing or being weak. It's actually winning by exercising control over your own response.
Precisely.
It's like a strategic withdrawal to protect your peace.
Exactly. It's a demonstration of inner strength and discernment, not weakness at all. You choose what you engage with. And by doing that, you maintain control over your emotional state. You deny others the power to dictate how you feel.
You know what else I've noticed? The same kind of principle applies when it comes to my goals.
Oh, how so?
Whenever I talk too much about what I plan to do, the big projects, the exciting ideas, I somehow lose some of the energy I actually need to do it.
Oh, yes.
The energy leak.
It's like the talking replaces the doing and the motivation just sort of fades.
You've really hit on a key psychological insight there.
Yeah.
Which brings us nicely to our next point. The wisdom in keeping your goals, well, kind of private. Not everyone needs to know what you're working on. When you tell everyone prematurely, sure, some might offer great encouragement, which is nice.
Yeah, that could be good.
But others, they might offer unsolicited criticism or inject doubt or even sometimes secretly hope you fare because of their own insecurities. And that negativity, even if it's subtle, can totally drain your motivation.
Right.
It's like a tiny leak in your energy tank. You don't even notice until it's too late.
Precisely. That external pressure or the skepticism or even just that need to constantly perform or justify your ideas while they're still developing, it can subtly undermine your inner drive.
Yeah.
It can even make you feel like you've already achieved something just by talking about it. But when you keep quiet about your goals, they have space to grow strong, to solidify, without all that outside interference or judgment.
Letting them incubate.
Exactly. It lets you cultivate that inner fire uninterrupted. Nurture your aspirations in a protected space until they're really ready.
So instead of talking about it all the time, I should just let my results do the talking when the time comes. Let the finished thing speak for itself.
Talk less, do more. It's a classic phrase for a reason, isn't it? It really captures the power of silence in cultivating what you want to achieve. The quiet effort often builds the loudest success.
You know, it's funny. Sometimes when you start focusing on yourself like this, embracing this quiet power, and you actually start growing, the people around you don't always like it.
Oh, definitely not always.
They might even say things like, you've changed. And often it's said with this kind of negative undertone, as if change itself is bad.
Yeah, that's fascinating, isn't it? Growth often does make others uncomfortable because it challenges their static idea of who you are.
Right.
Or maybe it even confronts them with their own lack of movement. But listen, you're not meant to stay the same forever. Change is natural, it's necessary, it's a sign of a vibrant, evolving life. It's proof you're engaging with things.
Yeah, but sometimes it feels like they want me to go back to the old version of me, the one who was always available, always explaining myself, maybe even validating their choices by just staying the same.
Like a subtle demand to shrink back.
Exactly, shrink back.
And this really touches on personal boundaries again and self-preservation while you're evolving. That's where silence helps again. It protects the new you.
Protects the new you.
Yeah, it creates that necessary space for your transformation to take root and solidify. It also involves recognizing that, honestly, not everyone is meant to walk with you through every single phase of your life.
That can be hard to accept sometimes.
It can be. But it's okay to outgrow certain connections or perspectives when you are genuinely evolving.
So outgrowing people isn't selfish then. It's just a sign of authentic personal growth, a necessary part of evolving, even if it feels uncomfortable or a bit painful.
Exactly right. You don't owe anyone the old version of yourself, especially not if that version was holding you back. Your journey of self-discovery, of growth, that's yours. And silence gives you the space to protect and nurture the person you're becoming, free from external demands, expectations, or that pressure to constantly justify why you're changing.
That really resonates. Because when you finally stop explaining, stop rushing to defense, stop trying to fill every silence, something truly shifts inside, doesn't it? There's this deep, like, abiding peace that settles in.
Yes. And that shift is peace. And true peace doesn't need to shout or prove itself with constant chatter. Real peace is inherently quiet. You can see it in how someone carries themselves, right? In their calm demeanor, maybe even in the stillness of their eyes. Some people don't talk much, but you can still feel their calm, grounded presence.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Their silence actually speaks louder than noise sometimes. It radiates this inner strength.
That's the beauty of it. People might not always understand your silence, but they will feel its presence, its power. So in the end, silence isn't emptiness at all.
Not at all.
It's clarity, it's strength. And it really is the foundation of true confidence.
I love that summary. Silence and self-focus aren't weaknesses. They truly are superpowers, just waiting for you to pick them up and use them.
I really hope this deep dive gave you, our listener, a fresh, maybe empowering perspective on that quiet power you hold inside. It's truly amazing how simply choosing not to engage, not to explain, not to react, how that can be the most powerful action of all.
So, for you listening, here's a final thought to maybe mull over. If silence really is a superpower, what specific area of your life could benefit most right now from you simply choosing not to explain or defend or react? and instead just embrace that quiet power within. Imagine the peace, the energy, the strength you could reclaim just by doing that.
And to explore these ideas a bit more, maybe put them into practice, you can download a free PDF guide we've put together. It's got the full transcript from today, plus some practical exercises and reflection prompts.
Yeah, help you integrate these ideas into your own life. Start practicing your silent superpower.
Exactly. You'll find the link for that right in the description.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, you don't always need to explain yourself.